Hello and welcome everybody to 1969. Let's talk a little bit about the 60s before we get here in the golfing world. In 1960, to kick it off, one Australian named Kellnagel won the Open. Huge victory. Why am I bringing this up? Because he was playing Spalding clubs. That's right. A major winner with Spalding, Pro Line. So, Spalding was a Pro Line brand back then. Now, lots of kids just don't, it's not even on their radar. They're like, what is Spalding? They make basketballs? All right. So, the rest of the decade, Jack Nicklaus won his two Masters in 63 and 65. 69, we have Woodstock, sliding through the mud. I actually have a funny mud story. Should I tell it now? Why not? All right. Buckle up. Random story from my life. My first day of freshman college life, living in the dorms, we lived on the fourth floor. And I don't know how many floors there were. There were like 5 maybe. Anyway, so we were near the top. But there was definitely a floor above us. So we were just sliding in the grass because it was pouring rain the first night. We were in the dorms and we're all new freshmen. We're like, let's go Woodstock style. And we're sliding through the mud. And then we go, there's like 4 showers. So we're all lined up to take showers, communal bathrooms. You know how the dorms are. And an officer comes up. Well, a pair of officers come up and they were just like, you guys need to clean up the stairwell, otherwise we're gonna cite you for nuisance behavior. I forgot what it was. Just some stupid misdemeanor. Vandalism, destruction of property, I don't remember. And then we're just like, what? And then one of the guys from Texas was just like, you have no proof, you have no evidence that we did that. And the officer just like, come here. Okay, and so we go to the stairwell and he just opens up the door. And there's a trail of mud just coming up the stairs and it just comes right out onto our floor and it stops. So the stairs up to the 5th floor are just like clean. And we were just like, oh, we should clean that up. So I helped. We cleaned up those stairs. We got all the mud off of there. We mopped it up. We got everything up. We vacuumed the floors. And then so they didn't cite us because we cleaned it up. But it was just a funny. Every time I think about Woodstock, I remember that experience of sliding through the mud, just like mud and rain splashing in your face. It was fun. Anyway, Woodstock happened in 1969, and so did this. That was just a rando story. Let's talk about some identifying features. Let's get this on the review table. So quick comparison here from the old one. This is 1965 to 68. They made these with the circle around the bird and ball. Top Flite Professional. Similar. You can see there is some milling here. They have milled out this top line, where the new one doesn't have that. It's just a simpler, they're going to radius that edge right here. And they both have very similar looks with the way the toe looks and the whole thing. So this one maybe a little bit sharper here, and this one more pillowy. But anyway, that's kind of the difference. Might as well spin around and show you the soles. So you can see the old one and the new one. They both say Spalding, registered, pretty straightforward. And very similar in look. And obviously this one has the curve here to the alignment of the lines. Pretty interesting how things evolve. So as you can see, starting 69 to about 72, I think, there's no circle around the bird. Ball, Top Flite Professional. Very pillowy and round. I want to show you the top line here. It looks, so they kind of radius this up to this point, which gives it a unique thin look, but it's not, from my angle with the lighting, it's not perfectly straight. It looks like it kind of curves a little bit just from my angle. Maybe it's my perspective. I don't know. Maybe there's some handwork that went into this. I don't know. Maybe it's just seen better days. It's kind of an old club. Maybe it's been beat up a little bit. But either way, interesting top line look. To me, very unique, especially with this metallic ferrule. But let's spin around here. Make sure I show you the face here. The grooves. The grooves are straight, but they form a curve with how they're lined up. Straight line here. Yeah, it's just interesting, I think, how the grooves extend a little bit further. Heel profile. Very interesting. At address, we spin up the shaft. You can see there's a serial number here on it looks like it's a metallic painted plastic ferrule with one ring right here. Or is that two ring ferrule? Looks like it might be missing oh no, there's 2 little silver rings there. On the silver painted ferrule, interesting, I don't know. Steel stepped shaft. It says medium right here on the label. And then this is a Spalding branded lightweight steel alloy shaft. And that's what we get in 69. I wrote this here just to remind me of the year, and we have an old Victory grip on here. Grip right, swing right, Golf Pride, made in the USA grip. So it looks interesting. It looks similar to the previous model, and it is a Pro-Line Spalding club. So let's get this beauty out on the range and see how we feel.
Do you remember a brand called Spalding? Top Flite? They used to make like really good clubs that pros would use. Spalding. Yeah, of course, Spalding. There are some kids out there shaking their heads like, what? Don't they make basketballs and stuff? Probably. I'm sure they make all sorts of stuff, but they used to make some really good golf clubs. Spalding, Top Flite, I remember was all over the place. So, for starters, this is offensive in every sense of the word. I look down at this, and it looks like a pretty small head, and the way that the top line kind of is radiused to like a point, it doesn't help me feel confident about how forgiving this iron will be. It looks just like a thin, unforgiving blade. And the ferrule is weird, it's kind of metallic, so it's kind of fair there, and then the grip is just fossilized. I'm not sure what to expect out of this. It's a golf club. Let's see how it feels. Talk about looks. How does it feel? Can we hit this? My usual pulley draw, carried the 150, felt good. It felt fine. I connected just fine with that one. So yes, can you play golf with it? I can tell you right now, yeah, it's a golf club. It actually feels like an golf club from the 60s. Huh, Top Flite Professional. I like how they put that on there just so we're clear as to what we're looking at here. So there's no confusion. I'm going to modify I'm on the range. Don't do this on the fairway, but if you're teeing off, you can tee it up a little bit. I want to tee it up a little bit because I'm going to try to fade this one a little bit. Weak grip, out to in thoughts. Let's see what we can get out of this. And I just pushed it. That was not, I'm sighting down that Flite, and it did not move to the right at all. I just pushed it. So that's what I got. All right. Spalding Top Flite. Do you remember? Do you remember Spalding? Bobby Jones seemed to love Spalding. The Everyman, was it the Everyman brand? Carry that 150. Nope, that one did not. I feel like I caught that one a little fat. So yeah. Do you need to be a professional? No. Would it help if you're a professional? Yes. With something like this, yes it would. So before I hit my last shot here, just let me think real quick. If I were building a set from the 60s, would I build a Spalding set around these? That's a good question, because I do like forgotten brands. I could see myself building a set around these. They're not like the most desirable set from the 60s. I can think of some McGregors that I'm more interested in. Right off the bat, like ceramic face and stuff. But these interest me because of the experience. I want to experience what golf was like back in the 60s. Obviously with modern courses and yardages and things, it might feel a little different, but hitting these, I think, really captures that. Looking down at this does not, I'm not confusing this with a modern club in any way. It's very much a time capsule, an experience. And, I mean, is it playable? Yeah, absolutely. That one carried the 150 marker. I hit that one nice. So, dang. It's a good blade. It is. It is very playable. I really want to play a set of these. I want to see if I connect with these. These have potential, lots of potential for me to really connect with. Top Flite Professional Spalding. What do you guys think of this? Is this on your radar at all? I want to read your thoughts in the comments below.
So my conclusion, I sat here and thought about this, like, how do I feel about this club? And then I kind of came to a conclusion. I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel, but let's see what I said on the range footage. So I watched my range footage and it was like the same. I'm like, oh, okay, so I agree with myself. Let's just go with that. So yeah, really cool. I want to play a set. I want a set. Because it's different. It's interesting. To me, this is way more interesting than like a ping. Well, ping eyes are pretty interesting, but to me, this is more interesting than a ping eye at the moment. That might change if I get a set and play a set and I'm like, maybe not. But right now, this is pretty interesting. It's just so unique and vintage, and it's such a look into the 1960s. So I'm excited about this set. My friends and I play this kind of draft, this vintage draft game where we're like, maybe we'll make a video about it, but it's just like, pick a set of irons. So grab a set of irons, pick a driver. You can pick fairway woods, you can pick putters, you can pick all sorts of vintage stuff. And we do that sometimes. And sometimes we try to stick to decades. Well, I draft the 60s, so you can get anything from this. I draft the 70s, I draft the 80s, so you can get anything from the 80s or 60s or 70s. Anyway, maybe we'll make a video, but it's fun. I would totally draft this just to play it because it looks so cool. Like, I don't know about cool. It looks unique, let's say it that way. And that's what we're looking for here on this channel, right? We're looking for this X factor, this like emotional connection with equipment, which lots of us have. And I think this is a potential surprise candidate for me of something I really might connect with, where I'm just like, yes, this I love. The last one to do that was the Arnold Palmer AP irons. Those were the Trumatic. Those impressed me, like surprise. And anyway, so this has that potential. I'm excited. I don't want to polish this up. I want it to look like this. To me, this is how a golf club should look, and it looks vintage, and I like that look. I should start a YouTube channel or something. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about the Top Flite Professional 1969. I think they made it through 72. Irons, these things, the bird, not in the circle, it's free. It's just like so interesting. And that's what I like. So I'm excited. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you to my patrons. It's general support. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, please join us. $1 a month helps. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me excited about this. It helps out financially. If you don't want to do Patreon, you can always support us by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. I have recently added some new things to my Amazon shop, so go down and check it out. Look at some golf accessories. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. Stay tuned for some data collection here at the end. Thank you for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.